Hello, my name is Willem and this is complete ripoff of rSlash. Today's thread is Parents of Reddit, what is your best, why is my kid so stupid moment? The first submission comes from LMNOPAQ. My daughter insists wearing a jacket will make her cold because she only wears it when she's cold. Can't argue with that logic. Next one comes from The Magnificant. That's a solid user, by the way. And he writes, my toddler watched at least an hour of animated movie populated entirely by talking animals. Suddenly, a giraffe came on screen and said something. My kid stood up, pointed at the TV and angrily yelled, "What? Giraffes can't talk!" Next one is from Prudy Green. My son, who was 8 at the time, an only child, carved his very long name into the toilet seat, then claimed he didn't do it. LOL. When I learned to write my initials, I promptly carved them into the top of our TV. When my parents found it and asked me about it, I told them I didn't do it, and they asked me who did. I said, maybe my brother did it. Your 2-month-old brother? Next submission comes from Yankim of the Masses. My 4-year-old son just the other day spilled his water bottle on the floor. I told him to get paper towels and wipe it up. He does. Then I told him to throw the towels in the trash. He wrings them back out onto the floor, then he throws them into the trash. Next one is from Mozart Just As Good. When my brother was around 6, he decided he wanted to play Tarzan with a cord hanging in his room. However, the cord kept slipping from his hand, so he decided to swing it around his neck instead. My poor grandmother walks into the room to find her grandchildren apparently trying to hang himself. Silicon Sam writes, when I was a kid, my little brother woke up and thought he saw Frankenstein walking down our hallway in the middle of the night. He took off running in his underwear out the door, down the block, several blocks really. A couple picked him up, maybe 4 blocks away, and brought him home. He was on his way to my grandmother's trailer, a good half a mile away. Kicker was, the Frankenstein he saw was my grandmother, who was staying with us that night. Took a while to live that one down. Oolay writes, when I was 11 we were at the park that had one of these swirly slides that is kind of like a tunnel. Well, I wanted to act like a mountain climber and tie a rope around myself and jump down the slide to climb back up. What was the best spot to tie the rope? I asked myself. The neck. Good location to easily grab the rope and pull myself back up, plus convenient tying spot. My parents ran to me yelling and stopped me mid-nut, tying a rope around my neck to jump down the slide. In retrospect, I'm a dumbass. Well, no shit. Rainbow Unicorn Leader writes, our daughter, when asked what she wanted to be when she grows up, answered, I want to be strawberry, but if that's too hard, I want to be purple. The color purple, the fruit strawberry. She was 5. Next one is from Pearly Normal. When my sister was 18, she was planning a trip to California after high school graduation. She spent several days calling banks to get the exchange rate for money because somehow she was absolutely convinced that the US currency in Pennsylvania was not usable in California. She thought the banks were all lying to her that it was the same money. I'm surprised she even found California. Yeah, me too. So how was her trip? Not good. She couldn't figure out how to get the California visa. Let alone speak Californian. Captain Crunch 00 says, son always has mystery bruises, swears he doesn't run into things. We hear him yell ouch from his room, the bathroom, or when he opens the fridge into his face. Last night he was on his tiptoes looking at something on the table. He lowered to his flat feet and almost bit his stupid fucking tongue off because his chin was still over the table. So much blood. Edit. A lot of people keep commenting that he might have this disease or that disease. He doesn't. He smokes kids older than him by 2 years in soccer. He skis with the 12-year-olds. He outruns 7 to 10-year-olds. He is the most athletic kid I have seen in his school. He's just a bit airheaded and forgetful of his surroundings. Mr. Fribble writes, when I caught him peeing in the doorway of his room at the age of 5. His reason? 'Cause I don't want the kitty coming to my room. Smart. Gotta mark your territory.